It's almost 4 years ago that Hereford Racecourse closed its doors to the public for what appeared to be the final time.
And they're off. The final race here at Hereford, short run to the first, the Thermalast handicap hurdle. Up towards the line though, it is Seymour Eric across the path, driven right out by Alan Corley. So the curtain falls on Hereford, for the time being at least, with a double for Martin Keithley and Alan Corley.
The first recorded meeting at Hereford was in August 1771. In those days they raced only on the flat. Jumping started here in 1840. So it's little surprise that the closure of a track, a grassroots jumping track that had played a part in the early career of many future big race winners, and in its early years big flat winners too, caused widespread anger and dismay when it was announced in July 2012 that the course was closing.
Medinas staying on really well, is completely outpacing Twirling Magnet. Lockalder will jump it in third. Harry's Boy will take the final flight in fourth place, but an easy win here for Medinas. Won it in really good style for Robert Thornton and Alan King.
Bragourn, the 1983 Cheltenham Gold Cup winner, was one of dozens of high-class jumpers to run at the track, which had a reputation as a flat, fair course that offered an ideal starting point for a promising horse on the way up. However, Hereford's owners, Arena Racing, insisted that falling crowds and a move from punters towards internet betting had made the track uneconomic. Then, in a surprise announcement in January, ARC revealed that the historic racecourse will reopen with 4 fixtures this year and 11 to follow in 2017. It really is great to be back here at Hereford, and I mean that. There are some racecourses you come to and you get that special feeling. This is a real proper grassroots jumping track. Get some very good horses running here. So when the news came that the course was closing, it was doom and gloom, very depressing indeed. And I thought, well, last time I came here back in 2012, well, that's it, I'll never darken Hereford's doorstep again. But now racing is back. What's changed? Rebecca Davis, Hereford's new executive director, has played a vital role in breathing life back into the racecourse and cannot wait for the gates to reopen. Couldn't have chosen a better day to talk to Rebecca Davis, who's in charge here, because it's raining. It's a typical jumping day, but anyway, as long as you don't mind, I don't mind. But I'm just so thrilled to be back here, and you must be thrilled to be here, Rebecca.
Yeah, it's very exciting for me personally to be here, but also just for the racecourse to be reopening. There's so much positive goodwill and feeling towards it from the industry, but also local residents, local business. It's hugely exciting period for the racecourse.
And there was obviously a bit of a sort of a down period when everyone thought there'd be no more racing here, but it's really, really exciting. It's back. And when racegoers come here on October the 6th, I'm sure they'll come here in their droves. And what changes can they expect?
Yeah, it's hugely exciting, as I said, and it's great that ARC have made the decision to reopen it after it was closed for 4 years. I think what's really important for us is to try and manage people's expectations that it's a reopening of a racecourse, not a new racecourse. So there'll be lots of improvement in terms of facilities, refurbishment of public facilities, restaurant boxes and owners and trainers. But it isn't a case of walking in and seeing shiny new grandstands. However, there'll be a huge improvement in the facilities and hopefully the customer experience to ensure that those that come have a good time and most importantly come back again.
Yeah, it's sort of, it fits into the plan of things jump-wise. It's not at Cheltenham. I mean, you come from Cheltenham. It's a completely different chalk and cheese operation. It's a small country track, and it gets that sort of following. And lots of the big trainers, I bet they're happy that racing's coming back here.
Yeah, it's very much. No, we're not Cheltenham. We never will be. But actually, we can aspire to be one of the leading small racecourses in the country, and that's certainly what I would like to try and get us to be in a position in a few years' time. But it's going to take time to re-establish ourselves. Local trainers and from further afield have been really supportive. Henry Daly visited here on Saturday, for example, to have a look round. Been on the phone to David Pipe this morning, Tim Vaughan, Tom Simmons, Venetia Williams. There's an awful lot of local trainers that are interested in making sure that we kind of make a go of it here, and it's great to have their support. And also trainers further afield are very supportive. So as you say, I think everybody will be here in their droves on the 6th of October, and we need to ensure that they keep coming back later in the year.
Yes, I mean, you've got to spread the word. Maybe you'll get new people who didn't come here before. I mean, that's what you want. You want to get new blood coming here. I mean, do you sort of put aside advertising time to try and spread the word, get the people to come through the gates?
Yeah, certainly we have an advertising budget for this quarter, which is aimed at promoting the first 4 fixtures, which we've got between now and the 19th of December. And there's 2 targets really. We want to try and re-engage with people that used to come here but have, in the last 4 years, they've gone elsewhere, they've put their spend elsewhere, but also to engage with a new audience and through various different marketing channels and new marketing promotions. And certainly the last 4 years, social media has probably leapt forward faster than any of us realise. So
you're embracing all that too.
We're embracing that, and it's amazing actually the response we're getting through that. We're also doing a promotion for the 6th of October that the first 2,016 people that buy a ticket in advance online get a free drink. So there's a bit of added value there. They can come have a free pint or a glass of wine or a soft drink on us. And then we will be looking at promotions and ways throughout the year and the season to encourage new audience, but also to re-engage with the existing audience to ensure that they come back and enjoy good quality jump racing here.
I'd put money on very short odds that Richard Johnson will be here because, of course, for champion jockey, he's ridden over 3,000 winners, and his very first winner was here back in 1994, Rusty Bridge, and you're celebrating that.
We are. Lo and behold, we're just refurbishing our restaurant to be called the Rusty Bridge Restaurant in honour of Richard's first winner, and it will be, I don't say a tribute to Richard, but around the room will be certain bits of memorabilia and timelines of his career and his highlights and his achievements. And he's been a great support of ours. He's a quarter of an hour down the road. He's been here several times already to look at the fences, look at the track, do some photo shoots for us. And he's been a great ambassador of ours. And I hope he's here opening the restaurant on the 6th of October. But it is also Exeter. But I've spoken with his agent, Dave Roberts, the other day about something else. So I've put a pleading call into Dave, and I think Richard's going to do the same to Philip Hobbs and hope that we can get him here.
I think he'd be pretty keen to be here anyway, wouldn't he? And it's going to be fantastic. Also, your role when things settle down is clerk of the course here. So this is good practice, standing out here in the rain on rather an overcast day. But I mean, that's one of the good things about winter. It makes you enjoy this weather. It's a way of enjoying it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, driving in this morning, I thought, I don't know whether it's just me, but actually driving a lovely wet winter's day, that's what jump racing's all about. And become the end of the year, I'll be kind of taking on more responsibility for the clerking side once we've got familiar with the racecourse and how it operates on the racegoer side. And very much looking forward to that. I was clerk down at Wincanton for 5 years, probably 5 or 10 years ago now, but very much looking forward to kind of getting back out onto the track and learning more and doing more of the core bits of the business. Good.
Well, I think it's really exciting. I mean, it's just great to be. I mean, it's awful to think when the gates closed. I've been coming here for a long time. I love coming here. To think when you're, of course, you really you won't be coming back to. But I felt sort of Christmas Day feeling today coming back.
There is a real buzz coming in here, and what's really interesting is somebody said to me last week, sporting venues don't reopen. Historically, they don't reopen, and that's what's really exciting. That ARC have actually took the quite bold decision to reopen a closed venue, and we'll make it work. And that's what's really exciting. That actually we're almost going against history. That most venues close and that's it, but we're going to turn it around.
Good. Anyway, we can't wait.
Thank you very much. Look forward to welcoming everyone on the 6th.
The track itself looks in pristine condition. Clerk of the course, Charlie Moore, is responsible for keeping the racing surface in tip-top shape. We really couldn't have come on a better day because it's continuing to rain, which is fantastic. Probably music to Charlie Moore's ears, really, because clerks of the courses love a bit of rain. I must say, the course is looking in fantastic shape.
It does, doesn't it? I mean,
it should do, really.
It has been rested indeed. It's had some Arab meetings on it, it's had some point-to-points on it. John Glover's been here, who was the head groundsman when the course was closed, with a very small team, and they've looked after it. Obviously, we've had to up the ante, improve the maintenance, because it has been, if you like, sitting dormant. And early on in the year, we said, well, we've only got 4 fixtures, but we now know what we've got through to December 2017.
So you've got 4 for the remainder of 2016, and you've got 11 next year, is that right?
11 next year, and 3 of which are in January.
3 in January. Well, the ground here, it's not often called off here. I mean, I'm keeping fingers crossed. I mean, it takes the rain pretty well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a very a forgiving surface. It drains well, it grows grass well, and that's one of the reasons why it's always been so popular. And it always gets a lot of runners. And it's going to be good to see it back in action. As I said to you talking a few minutes ago, there were no fences here a week ago. There are now 9 fences out. Okay, we've got to finish off tidying them up and putting the bellies on them and making sure they meet the inspector's requirements. But we had to buy importable fences because of the time involved and having the manpower.
Now, racecourses just don't close just for the hell of it. I mean, had Hereford fallen out of favour? I mean, the quality of racing here when it was in its final days last time round, I hope that is the last time round, wasn't that great, really. I mean, a lot of people saying that the prize money wasn't very good, therefore you weren't getting very good horses. Not very good horses, not many people coming through the gates.
Yes, it didn't have a brilliant fixture list either. It was in the stage where, dare I refer to it, that Northern Racing perhaps wasn't making prize money a priority, and obviously now under the ARC banner, prize money and looking after owners and trainers is a high priority, and we start with £50,000 on offer on the 6th of October.
It's extraordinary. It wasn't a high priority from the word go, because you'd have thought looking after owners and prize money would be absolutely paramount.
Indeed, but obviously there has to be a business model and you have to work within that, but we are in a new era.
So do you have a certain amount of money to play with over the year, prize money, so you can sort of frame your races round that?
Yeah, we know what EC, as we call it, executive contribution, that each racecourse is going to put up. We know what we're going to get centrally from the levy board, or whatever succeeds the levy board, in general purpose fund each day, and with that we then have to model the races for the year, whilst obviously fitting in all the developmental races that the BHA requires to run.
And does it look quite promising? Do you think you'll get some? You say you've got 3 in January. I mean, do you have is summer jumping on the agenda?
At the moment, summer jumping is not on the agenda for Hereford. Luckily, Hereford and Worcester quite close to each other.
So Worcester takes over in the summer.
Worcester takes over in the summer, and then Hereford, not prone to flooding, touch wood, will take over in the winter.
Do we know what sort of programme we're going to have on October the 6th?
Yeah, we do. The races are already in the racing calendar. I haven't got them to hand at this second, but we've tried to put on, well, we are putting on a decent feature race of £15,000, so that everybody knows that we're back in business and it's £50,000 for the day. I don't think we're going to be short of entries. Obviously, we can't throw, or don't want to throw, endless amounts of water at the ground and make it too easy, because we've got to survive the winter, and we will be starting outside the summer jumping period. But we are committed to producing decent ground, and indeed the track was watered this weekend in preparation.
You were probably only a boy, but back in the 70s, do you remember they had a 14 race card here? 217 runners declared. First race 1:30. Last race 8 o'clock. If we'd had an at the races reporter here, they'd be on their knees by 8 o'clock. But obviously, I know that's not going to happen again, because it doesn't happen like that nowadays. But it just shows it's a very, very popular racecourse, and you're in a great catchment area, trainer-wise.
Yeah, we are, and it was the trainers that were putting pressure on us. Martin Cruddas, our chief executive, appeared before he went into post one day when we were racing at Utoxeter, and Nigel Tristan-Davis and Richard Lee both made a beeline for him and said, "Can we have our racetrack please back, mister?" And as Nigel said, at least if we can't race on it, can we gallop on it? Well, Martin's done one better, he's got it reopened.
So you excited?
Very. It's one of the best bits of news we've had this year.
Yes, racing is back at Hereford. October the 6th is the date to note. At the races will be here, and I hope you will be too.